Okay, here we are, another YouTube video, and I hope that you find this insightful, and I hope you find it inspiring, and I hope this can help you to believe that actually you can overcome one of the biggest limitations that you have right now, which is you feel overwhelmed. How many times have you wanted to get started on your journey, commit to being a healthier version of yourself, finally getting to that dream weight that you've always wanted to be, and you just feel stuck. You've just got this overriding feeling of overwhelm. Life is busy and chaotic. And then when you think about your goal, where you are now and where you want to get to, it just feels worlds apart. And that kind of creates this massive sense of overwhelm. It's kind of like, well, everything I've ever tried hasn't worked. And I'm miles away from where I want to be. And I can kind of feel myself slipping and falling into, a worse place. And I want to overcome that. But then how do I do that? Nothing's ever worked. I feel so far away from where I want to get to, and it's kind of like there's just so much overwhelm, and it can be really hard to, like, that overwhelm stops you doing anything, right? That overwhelm makes you feel stuck, lost, and actually stops you just taking that first step. Like, one of the biggest things I always say to adults is, like, you just have to start. You have to take that first step. But I appreciate when you're so overwhelmed and when you're thinking with this mindset, which hopefully today I'm going to help you to change that narrative in your head. It's just that overwhelm that just paralyzes you, from doing anything, from getting started, because you feel like, well, one, I can't, and two, I don't know what to do. It's too overwhelming, so I'll just not do anything. And I want to help you to overcome that. And there's something that is going to massively help you overcome this overwhelm so that you don't stay stuck and you actually take that first step. It feels a lot more achievable. It feels like, no, I can actually do this. And it feels manageable as well. So you're not overwhelming yourself more than you already are, especially mentally. So what I want you to think about, and this is going to be so impactful for you, is that I want you to focus on. So there's something that's going to be. So there's something that I want to share with you in this video that is going to be so impactful for you and really help you to overcome overwhelm. It's this narrative shift that you can have in your head that's going to help you to feel like you can overcome overwhelm. You can get started and build, one step at a time to get to where you want to be. And the first thing that I want you to do here that is going to massively help you is focus on losing your next pound, not losing 3 stone. Okay, so focus on losing your next pound, not losing 3 stone. Because for most of you, the reason you're so overwhelmed is because you're thinking about the place that you're in now, and then you're thinking way into the future about where you want to get to. That might be, let's say, lose 3 stone. So it feels so far away from your reality right now that automatically it's creating a barrier. It's just creating this sense of, how am I ever going to lose 3 stone? Like, I've only ever lost a stone and then I gain it back again. So it just creates too much overwhelm. We don't do anything about it. Whereas if I said to you, lose a pound. Okay, lose a pound. You go, okay, well, yeah, I've lost weight before. It's only 1 pound. Surely I can do that. It's a lot more achievable just by me saying, look, lose a pound. Focus on losing 1 pound. It's so much more achievable, and it completely rewrites the narratives in your head. Instead of going 3 stone, it's miles away. How am I going to do this? It's going to take so much time. It's so much effort. You go, lose a pound. Okay, I can do that. So can you see how already just by changing the language, changing the drive, the mindset, the commitment that you ask of yourself feels a lot more achievable, okay? And if it feels more achievable, it feels less overwhelming. If it feels less overwhelming, the chances of you taking action and implementing are going to be a lot higher. So you can already see that by just focusing on taking that next step, focusing on things one day at a time, it already becomes a lot easier. So that's the first thing that I really want you to do moving forward. Okay, is just focus on losing your next pound, not 3 stone. Okay, not the end result. And something that is a really good way of helping with that, and why this is so impactful, is that it gets you to really lock into the here and now, into the present. Because as adults, we spend so much time, looking into the past. Oh, back in the day, I was on it and life was great and I was smashing my goals, before I had children and a family and a busy job. So you live so much in the past that it kind of blindsides you to all that you could be doing right now. Okay, it stops you living in the moment, in the present, which is actually how we create your future. And on the other hand, we spend so much time looking into the future. We look at our dream goal and think, like, that's when I'll be happy. And like, oh, I need to get to that place to change and to feel great. And again, you blindside yourself to the most important thing. How you create your dream future is by focusing on the present. So a great mindset shift to have is, I want you to see every day as like, just see it as an opportunity. Every single day when you wake up, you have 24 hours, to give the best account for yourself. That's it. Focus on that. So every single day, you have 24 hours to give the best account for yourself. Give it all that you've got. Some days it'll go great, some days it won't. But the reality is, once that day is over, you go to bed, you wake up, the clock resets, and you go again. And this is so powerful, because what you then realize is that every single day you get a new opportunity to put your best foot forward. Okay? Days go great, then you're going to build that momentum. When a day doesn't go well, you just draw a line under it and you start again the next day. Okay? And this again helps you to live in the now, be present, and focus on, what is the next action I can take. You don't have to lose 3 stone overnight. You have to commit to taking action that's going to get you there. You've got to commit to the process. So again, focus on, what is the next action I can take that moves me towards that long-term goal. How can I win today? Forget about yesterday, forget about tomorrow. How can I win today? How can I see through the commitments that I made to myself and stick to them, 1 to 2 non-negotiables that I need to achieve my dream result? It's just focusing on one day at a time. Win one day at a time. Okay, because these days compound, and over time, that will get you nearer to your goal. But if you just focus on one day and you focus on losing the next pound, it's baby steps. You're focusing on the present. So that's where you can find a lot of fulfillment in your journey. You can feel like it's realistic. You can feel like it's achievable, and you actually enjoy the process. Okay, and you do it right, so that your result stands the test of time. You're building habits, mindset shifts, and skills into your life properly. And then obviously, before you know it, it's like, oh, I'm a stone down. I'm already, a third of the way there. And then you can build and build and build. So that's one of the greatest things that you can do to help you overcome overwhelm, so that you can actually start. And another way that you can see this is, I want you to look at like any complete product, right? Let's look at a house. Okay, look at a beautiful house, a massive skyscraper, a mansion, or whatever. If you were to reverse engineer that process and break it down, that wasn't just built overnight. That was built by laying the foundations, by building one brick at a time. Okay, so I want you to look at the habits that you need to implement that align with losing weight, feeling better, building your confidence, changing your mindset, all of the things that are going to help move you forward. And I want you to think about, how can you focus on laying the next brick? Okay, how can you focus on laying the next brick? Because instead of focusing on building the house and having the complete, dream mansion that you've always wanted, why don't we focus on just building it? We have to focus on building it. We can't bypass that process. And if you're overwhelmed, you'll neglect the process. So why don't we start laying the foundations? Focus on building brick by brick. And that's where we can think about the next action that we can take. Every action that I take is a brick. Okay, and every brick that I lay is going to help me to build that house, build that dream, mansion, whatever it is, right? And finally achieve that weight loss that you've always wanted, that healthiest, happiest version of yourself that you've wanted for so long, that's confident, that's, healthy, that sets a good example, that, is just showing up as the best version of themselves. So that's how you reduce overwhelm. You don't focus on the end result, you focus on the next step you can take. Okay, you don't focus on losing 3 stone, you focus on losing your next pound. It feels more achievable, it feels more manageable, and it helps you to live in the now. And then if you can just focus on taking it one day at a time, focus on winning the day, committing and seeing through what you need to do. And no matter what happens that day, whether it goes good, fantastic, it's compounding interest that you've built and it's only going to help. But even on the bad days, then instead of worrying about the past and looking too much into the future and, I'm not going to, okay, clock resets, you go again. It's such a simple tip, but honestly, it will massively help you. And it'll just help you to live in the now. It'll make it feel more achievable, and it'll be more kind of, there's a bigger initiative for you to actually go, I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to take that next action because I know that it's going to compound to that dream result. And, in doing that as well, you kind of expose yourself to so much more achievements just by focusing on, go to the gym today, or hit a certain amount of steps, or, cook a meal, or, hit your nutritional goals, whatever it may be. Just by saying you're going to do it and actually seeing it through, it feels achievable. You feel like you're being productive and you're like, yeah, today was a great day. I managed to do X, Y, and Z. I'm excited now to do it again tomorrow. Before you know it, you're 3 or 4 weeks in, you're building this great consistency. Your health is improving, your confidence is on the rise, you're getting your energy back, you're feeling like, like you're getting back to your best self, and, you're losing weight, you can see you're changing, you're getting fitter. And before you know it, it's like, I'm actually enjoying this process. This is addicting. Feels manageable. And even on bad days, it's like, okay, no worries. I've had one bad day out of 14, straight back on it tomorrow. The clock resets, I go again. What is the next action I can take to win my day? Before you know it, it's like, oh my God, I'm a stone down. And I've been loving it. I've enjoyed myself. I'm feeling better for it. So I'm going to keep going, and then you build this confidence that actually that end result is achievable. And then you don't feel overwhelmed. So yeah, hopefully you found that insightful, but just super, super important to focus on losing your next pound, not losing 3 stone. Take it one step at a time, focus on winning that day and just build brick by brick. And before you know it, you'll have the house, you'll have the dream result that you've wanted. So hopefully that helps. As always, if you want access to my free weight loss sustainer course, go ahead and check out the description below. There is a link to it. Also my Black Friday giveaway. You don't have to like a post. You don't have to share it. You don't have to tag a friend. I've literally got a 5-question application form. Will take you 2 minutes. So if you want to be in with the chance with 6 months of one-to-one coaching with me and our team of experts for free, as our massive Black Friday giveaway like you've never seen before, then literally the form is below. Click it, 2 minutes, you enter, and maybe you'll win. So hopefully that's all helpful. I will see you in the next one. And yeah, let's get it.